How do you see things like the human capital accumulation as playing a role in this? Because people always are appealing to more education or more supply-side human capital policies to augment the technological innovation.
I think this plays an enormous role on the supply side. I mean, to keep the innovation engine running and also the diffusion engine, because I mean, after all, a good deal of progress is made not by the arrival of the innovation itself, but the diffusion throughout the economy.
Developments and adaptations, whether a space program or internet or spin-offs from the defense industry in, in the American example. But, but that diffusion probably relates to the quality of the human capital.
That is fundamental, yes. And
somebody said to me recently that one of the problems with studying human capital in a representative agent is it looks like an intertemporal investment decision.
Yeah.
But in fact, when you and I are working together, if you are better educated, I'm more productive. That there are positive externalities within a community where everyone achieving a higher level of education augments everyone's productivity.
Absolutely.
So there's a public goods problem.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And it is dramatic, on the contrary, the neglect of education, especially primary and secondary education, in all Western countries. I mean, from the US, the continental Europe, England. And this, I think, is going to have direct economic effect, but also social effect on the overall social fabric. I mean, it erodes the social cohesion. As the German social democrat used to say, I mean, it divides a society, at least in Europe, in a two-thirds society. The two-thirds, they've got economic and political and digital citizenship, and those that do not.
Right. And that's like Kate Pickett talked about at the first INET conference, the consequences, the psychic consequences and the physical consequences of that inequality end up being very, very powerful, painful, and that hasn't been a big focus of economic analysis to this point. We tend to come up with models that explain why the inequality exists, but not what the consequences and the costs are.
And even the why, I'm not sure that we have very satisfactory models, because I mean, I don't buy entirely the skill bias technical change, for example. I think that there are a lot of political degrees of freedom, and whether, I mean, technical change is the same more or less in the States and in Sweden. Still, Sweden kept committed to a high human capital society, diffused skills, and under the same technical change condition has been able to maintain an income distribution that is not too bad.
Yeah, someone I was talking to yesterday afternoon said that in the United States, we, through foreign direct investment, outsourced a lot of unskilled labor, first to Mexico and then to Asia. But then we knocked the rungs out of the ladder, which allowed the readjustment of the American population to the higher skill categories, that the atrophy of our education system came at a very unfortunate time in relation.
And this could be, I mean, education could be also an important part of a reflationary Keynesian package. And after all, one, instead of digging holes and filling them up, as Keynes was suggesting, one could have an education-friendly, innovation-friendly, and environment-friendly public investment.
Yes, yes, and that's, a lot of people are scratching their head as to why that wasn't the thrust of our policies as Obama came into office.
Because the first priority was to save the bankers, right?
Saving the banks, I think.
No, saving the bankers. I mean,
the bankers. Yeah, that's right. As Joe Stiglitz says, you can save the financial system, and you can save the banking functions without saving the bankers, their creditors, or their stockholders. And that's so we get drawn into the world of political economy.
Yeah.
As to why certain resource allocation decisions by the government are made.